Welcome back. This is By the Book, and we're your married relationship coaches. I'm Sent.
I'm Sil.
And today we're talking about Married at First Sight, Season 17, episode, I don't know, but it's the decision day. So at least a decision day for 3 of the couples. No Chloe and Michael, no Lauren and Orion, but everybody else. So they started us off with Becca and Austin. I was kind of surprised. You guys let me know what you thought. That both of them said yes. I was expecting somebody to have the common sense to say no in this situation, but we didn't get that. For me, it seemed like Becca kind of geared up to say no, and then she gave us a backhanded yes, even to the extent that Dr. Pia had to ask her, okay, so are you saying yes? So why? Why did she say yes? I mean, I guess
say goodbye.
I guess her rationale was, if we get these cameras out of here, is this a thing that has Austin acting weird?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think she wanted to give him one last try without the cameras being there to see who it was that she married. She was wondering, who did I marry?
TF did I marry?
So, I think that's what's the whole bit. She didn't want to, put the period, at the end of this thing prematurely and give him another shot. But we saw that it was not premature.
Yeah.
You knew who he was.
Even as they walked away from the decision, it didn't feel like a pop the champagne type of moment.
No.
It was just like, okay, we did this. It wasn't celebratory. It wasn't excited. Nobody looked happy. He asked Becca if she was happy. He said he was, but it was like a droopy type of, I'm so happy. It all looked miserable. And I'm like, why would you do this? Why would you do this?
Yeah. It kind of shocked me too. I really did anticipate her going in there to say no. I really did. But again, I understand.
I thought he was going to say no too. Honestly, at least one of them.
He's a people pleaser, so I kind of figured between the two
for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and then he's not only a people pleaser; he's concerned so much about his image that he wants to look like the complete good guy in this scenario, by which he's not. He's nice. And he's pleasant, he's those type of things. He has those type of characteristics and quality. But when you kind of dig a little bit deeper underneath there, there's nothing but air. I mean, it's just like this guy, he says some words, but they don't mean anything. Yeah. They're just words.
Yeah, he's weird. He still gives me like Henry vibes from that one season. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, I know.
But just a little bit of Henry-ish.
It's a little bit of Henry-ish. But at least I can say when Henry yes was a yes and his no was a no. And this guy is so wishy-washy, I can't tell whether if he's coming or going, to be honest with you. Yeah. I don't know what his motives are.
I don't think he knows what he's doing.
I have no idea what this guy, what is it? Why are you here? And do you like her or don't you like her? She has no clue, and neither do we. And that's why she really should have said no.
She should have said no.
She said yes.
She should have said no, and I think she knew she should have said no at the time.
Yeah.
I think she's like, I know this isn't going to work, but I want to say I gave it the old college try. So I'm going to say yes for now, give him a chance, and then once he has enough rope to hang himself with, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. But,
and did.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So
that.
They moved on to Brennan and Emily. I was waiting for like sparks, like bombs, because Emily's like a powder keg here. This stuff has been building up. It's been building up. She's been trying. She's been crying. She's been hurt. Now she knows that Brennan has been trying to go out on dates with Cameron. Not with Cameron, but you know what I mean. She done busted her head to the white meat. I mean,
she's going through a lot this season.
A lot. Only to have someone like him then try to throw back in her face, oh, this is how you're going to act after I saved your life. And That's what I wanted to ask you. When Brennan asked Emily to delete, what was it, their diary cam?
The diary, yeah.
Or what do you think was possibly said that just had to be like, I don't like that. And when the girls spoke up and said that they had been silenced, I felt that, because this is supposed to be open and candid and real and reality TV. What happened that she's deleting it? And I'm not saying people haven't agreed to delete stuff before. Who knows what? But if she's not in agreement with it, what would it have been that was so awful? Do you think? Just speculate for me.
You know, one of the things that she said was how he was speaking to her, and so who knows? She could have said a confessional about that, or you know, just her inner thoughts of, again.
Well, then why is he even seeing it? Because I'm pretty sure there's some stuff that they say in their confessionals and stuff that one another don't necessarily see until the show airs. So if it wasn't something that they did jointly, maybe I'm missing it and how it's filmed. And if y'all have more insight on that than I do, then please share some light. But I'm trying to understand how she would have like her own personal confessional and he would even know what was on there.
Maybe she told him.
Well, you know, shame on you then.
He could have been close enough or earshot to hear it, or she told him. One of those two things had to kind of like transpire, you know. So she probably shouldn't have told him, and he probably shouldn't have been so close to where he could hear her. That's not my two best guess. You know what I mean?
Okay. I was assuming somewhere in my head, I felt like they were doing them together. And then he's like, well, I don't like how that came out.
Yeah.
So
that could have been it too.
I mean, it would make more sense your way because a diary should be your own thing. But who knows?
Yeah, because sometimes they do kind of hold the camera up and both of them be on there. But sometimes it's them by themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it definitely could have been. But here we are this season. These guys were uber concerned about how they came across on camera.
And for Brennan to be so controlled, I wouldn't have deleted nothing. I would have been like, this is evidence, son. Like,
she needed those receipts.
Right.
Yeah. You know?
I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'm deleting it. I don't know. But I am so happy for her to have said no. I'm glad that she didn't do a Becca and screw with my head on that one. But I do think, regardless to whether she has said yes or not, he would have said no. So either way, they need to be out of one another's lives. They both really need counseling now. If Emily didn't need it before, she needs it now. And Brennan has needed it, I believe, probably for a while. So kudos to you guys. Good riddance to that marriage. Yes. It was not serving anybody.
Yes. But I definitely did like you said, like you was saying that how Pastor Cal and the rest of them, you know, kind of like jumped on him.
Yeah, I thought Brennan was going to walk out the door.
Yeah.
Because nobody was letting up on him. Pastor Cal called BS. Yeah. Dr. Pia always kind of is at Brennan. People haven't liked her for that, but honestly, somebody needs to hold his feet to the fire. Yeah. And if Emily was not able to do it during the marriage because she was trying to salvage something, somebody needed to do it. And if it had to be Dr. Pia, it just had to be Dr. Pia because it just had to be done.
Yeah.
And she didn't let up this time. The only person I really didn't hear say anything was Dr. Pepper. I feel like she was like nodding off in the corner while they were making their decision. I don't know.
Yeah, but can you say something positive? No, man.
Yeah.
No, I can't say anything positive. The truth needs to be said. And the truth is that you were a piss poor husband to this woman. You really didn't try.
Yeah.
You know, so I think they could have went really, really in on him, to be honest with you. You know, here it is, you know, Emily, you know, she's been biting her tongue for weeks and weeks weeks, you know, because you have to say everything positive. Well, what if there's a actual complaint that needs to be made? You can say a complaint, but say it in love.
He gave me the impression that when he was speaking of negativity in her, like she's like one of those people that always talks bad about something. Like how she talked bad about the vows of Chloe and Michael, and just kind of like throwing shade type of thing. Like you always got something negative to say.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I took it for. Not necessarily that she was negative with him all the time. Just like she has this negative take on things.
Well, he wouldn't allow her. He would shut it down. He wouldn't allow her to give him any negative feedback.
I mean, and that's true and that's fair. But I do think there's a subset of people who don't enjoy folks that's just like casting shade on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you even talking bad about somebody's vows? Why are you talking bad about her outfit? Why are you saying this about this person's shape? You know, and if she's a person who's like that, then I get that he may not like it. It may be triggering for him. And we talked about this, I think, the last video we did on them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with any of that. I'm okay with him not liking how she looks. I'm okay with him not liking just about any aspect about Emily if he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still just not okay, and I think we're all in agreement with this, with the way he acted with that information. Because if you didn't like her, like, move around. You don't have to stay here. You don't even have to stay for the 8 weeks, which you've seen in this very season.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody didn't make it for 8 weeks. So you didn't have to do that either.
Yeah.
And I don't actually think that Cameron and Claire, for instance, look as bad as he does. So if he was worried about protecting his image,
made himself look worse.
He did.
Well,
so I don't know what he thought he was going to look like on camera, but I don't think he achieved it.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I know he kept repeating was, you know, I don't believe in divorce, or however he said it, you know. Well, obviously you don't believe in being a good husband either, you know, because, you know, that's that, you know. And the other thing is, things within a relationship, especially a marriage, you got to talk about some real things. You got to talk about some things of how I need to grow and how your wife needs to grow. And you can only do that if you share the truth. And sometimes it's truth that it is negative at nature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can say it in a respectful way. You can say it in a loving way. Because I'm a firm believer that, you know, you can say all the fluff that you want to say, but without the truth, it's meaningless.
And maybe he doesn't know how to deliver things, because he was still asked yet again, what is it that you felt like you were protecting Emily from? And he kind of flubbed around and said, like, he didn't want to say something about her, like negative about her, that sounded mean. But it was like, first of all, you inadvertently still said things about her that were kind of mean. But if, like you just said, if you have a decent delivery, if you can deliver something with kindness and respect, it does it. You could say a lot of things, that could otherwise be perceived extremely negative, and pass it off, you know, as decent, if you just can take the time to find your words and deliver something appropriatly. It should not be that hard. He's a grown man.
Yeah, but he's like, I don't want to hear anything negative.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to say anything negative. Then you want to live.
But he was acting in a negative way, though. That's what that's the part that really bothers me.
Yeah, but that's because he was being questioned on it. There were very direct questions that were making him squirm. He was very uncomfortable being put on the spot, on camera, in front of Emily. And every time that he was put in a situation like that, that's when his behavior got worse. It was the absolute worst when pressure was applied. So if he can keep the pressure off, divert everything, we're not going to talk about this. Let's just keep this positive. If he can redirect the way the conversation is going to go, he's going to be just fine. But he can't do that. He couldn't control that in this scenario, nor will he be able to control it in a real marriage. Not for that long, not unless he has somebody who is an absolute pushover. So, I mean, I guess he should put an ad out for a pushover, because it's just not going to fly.
He was on the wrong show. He probably should have got on 90 Day Fiance or something. You know?
Because those women don't be pushovers either. Don't even try it. They be coming and side-eyeing these men like, you're not going to treat me any old type of way. We're going to have to start reviewing that too.
Yeah.
But anyway, they moved on to Cameron and Claire, which I think both of us were perplexed as to why they were even there.
Yeah, we were.
But of course, Cameron had delivered that line the episode before, saying if Claire says yes, then he'll say yes at decision day. I'm like, well, then just start off and say no, which is what happened, right? He gave his decision first.
He did.
They expressed a lot of admiration for one another, which to me at the time seemed genuine. And throughout the show seemed genuine. And so I think to some extent that it probably was. And again, I think they were also like covering for each other.
Yes.
Now, I thought about it, you guys, as we transition and talking to like the little after set that they had where all the couples were together.
This is where it gets gooder.
I was thinking about it. And I'm like, I do understand how even in divorce or even in, kind of a bad case scenario and within a marriage, you will want to protect that marriage. You will want to protect that person, caring for them still. Not necessarily exposing every negative thing about your relationship. But like you said earlier, it just has been overblown this season to something that I can't even imagine why. What is going on? What is all this protection?
Yes.
And, so when they started arguing, everybody was looking back and forth at Becca and Austin like, it's been nobody more than Chloe. She's like, oh, wow. Where's the popcorn? It was, I couldn't understand first and foremost why people didn't get up and walk away. Like, excuse yourself from that situation.
Yeah.
Becca came locked and loaded. She was ready.
She was mad.
So we already saw right after they had, was this the next day?
Yes.
Right after they just said yes.
So obviously they spent the night apart from one another,
And she gets the information from Claire. Claire always has the tea.
She does.
By the way. I don't know if she just happens to be one of these people that is very observant or that people confide in or if she's messy. But whatever the case may be, Claire comes through with the tea telling Becca that Austin is out with their producer or film. Okay.
Producer.
With their producer. We did not have any idea that there may be something going on with the producer. I don't know if you guys knew anything about that, but it seemed to come out in the back and forth that they had that there may have been some conflict in terms of maybe his interest in the producer or the producer's interest in him. I don't know. This producer about to lose their job. Because, what? But I think Austin was absolutely blindsided. I don't think anybody tipped him off that she either knew or that they saw him. Maybe he didn't even see Claire, but it came out. He was confronted and he looked like a deer caught in the headlights. And this was like Becca's last straw. She's like, okay, look, I gave you a chance. I went through all this crap. We got different religions. You're not, intimate with me. The communication isn't there.
Preach, sister.
And then now this. And I think honestly I felt her so deeply because just imagine being in a situation where somebody's not expressing interest in you and then they seem to express interest in someone else. And they've been telling you this whole time, no, I am interested. I
need you to trust me.
Right. And then you turn around and you're out with a producer, even if it was more innocent than what it came off as, it's going to seem like the absolute worst case scenario. If he ran into the producer like he tried to suggest, he needed to call her right in that very moment, just in case Claire was sitting around someplace watching. He needed to call Becca and be like, hey, look, guess who I ran into? I ran into our producer. Ha, ha, ha. I'm on my way home. Because there's no other way that this was going to go. Coming to her that way.
Yeah. My take on that is, first of all, he gets there at this shindig, get together, whatever you want to call it, before before she does, and he has no clue where she's at. He's like, hey, have anybody seen Becca? I thought she would have been here, whatever the case may be. And this is his wife. And so,
what do you mean? At the evening, the night before, or at the get together?
At the get together.
Oh, okay.
He's asking people, where's Becca? I haven't seen Becca. So he doesn't even know where his own wife is. So that set off some very peculiar, red flags to me. Mm-hmm. So obviously, this nitwit almost didn't make it through decision day. Makes it through decision day, then doesn't spend the night with his wife. Instead, he goes out with, of all people, Brennan. And some woman, a producer, that they obviously have had words about previously. You know what? I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I'm willing to say I'm just a little bit smarter than this guy right here, because this makes no sense whatsoever. You almost didn't get through decision day, and then you don't even go back home. You don't spend this time. Hey,
so do you believe he just ran into her by chance?
No, I don't.
Me either.
I don't.
Okay, good.
But still, you have an opportunity to be with her now without the cameras, and what do? You don't be with her without the cameras.
No, he's with who he wanted to be with. But then why did you say yes?
Because he wanted to look good on camera.
You're right.
This is
That's
what
not
these
very
guys were
smart.
doing
That's not
this
very
season.
Smart.
And they act like that everybody is supposed to be dumb and take them at everything that they say, even though what they say does not measure up with their actions at all. No. Sorry, dude.
This Colorado dating scene is the struggle. Mm-hmm. Yikes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so he met up with her. I believe he probably DM'd this woman, met up with her, and didn't think Becca would be any the wiser because she was out doing her own thing. Mm-hmm. And, of course, not thinking he would run into Claire somehow. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he got blindsided. But
should have been.
You obviously didn't want to be here in the first place. So this wasn't like an unfortunate set of events that happened to you. You didn't want to be there. Why couldn't you be man enough to say no at decision day? Now you thought you were trying not to look like a jackwagon. What do you think you look like now?
Exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly.
And you're embarrassed.
Because she embarrassed him. She put it all out there. Actually, I think she could have put out some more.
She probably could have.
But what she put out there, it was damaging enough, and it made him look like the imbecile that he truly is.
Oh my God.
It made, come on. First of all, like you read down the list. One of the things that I continue to say, and I have been saying, is his communication style is lacking. It is weak. It's non-existent. He sits there, he nods, and he agrees.
And then he kicks the can down the road on anything that's a little bit complex.
That's it. That's it. That's all he did. Nothing was ever resolved. Come on, man. Here this lady is. She said it when they were with Pastor Cal and the rest of them. She said, "Hey, I don't feel safe with this in this relationship. I don't feel secure in this." Then she said it again, and when she was with the rest of the group, "I don't feel. You never made me feel safe."
She never felt that. And then on top of everything, she's sexually frustrated.
And on top of that, she's sexually frustrated.
And instead of them,
she don't feel pretty
off the camera and being able to work on their intimacy once again.
Yeah,
he's out
with the producer
working on his intimacy part.
Yeah. Okay, he's with the producer. Come on.
And Brennan, like you said, of all people.
Oh yeah. Come on. One clown leading another clown. This makes no sense.
Now, remarkably, I felt like everything was relatively quiet and civil between Brennan and Emily during this whole back and forth. I thought they were going to get into it much, much more than they did. They did have a few words. Brennan, of course, was trying to keep out of the fray, trying to keep positive in this situation, but he did get dragged into it just a little bit. I was surprised to see Cameron and Claire kind of fall apart.
I was a little bit surprised.
The way that they did. I thought that they would stay out of the fray. But again, I think Claire might be messy. Yeah. Y'all let me know what you think. After her delivering the bombshell news to Emily and then this information to Becca, I feel like she's like, look, if my marriage ain't going to work, ain't nobody else's marriage going to work around here. I think Chloe needs to steer clear of this woman so she can make it through her 8 weeks.
Yeah. You know what the strange thing was? I was trying to really put my finger on what set Cameron off. You know what I mean? Was she blaming him for the double date thing, or she? No, I couldn't really fully.
Here's what I think. This was my take on it. You guys tell me if you agree. When Emily said that they have been silenced during this season, and Claire agreed with that, like they've been silenced, and I think Cameron told Claire that she should stay out of like the Emily and Brennan situation, maybe when their whole fallout was happening with the dates or something. There was something that he didn't want her to get involved in with their relationship.
Okay.
And she did. But he was saying, don't try to pin it on me like I've been silencing you, because you have been silencing me. This is why he was outraged, because, and as you saw in his confessional, he said that she actually revealed to him that she was not attracted to him, but that she asked him to keep that secret from the public or, whatever, so that she wouldn't look bad, I suppose. So after her having told him that, but then accusing him of silencing her simply because he suggested that she stay out of someone else's marriage, that blew him. He was super offended by that.
Okay.
And then as he's in that confessional, he's like, yeah, she's texting me right now trying to make sure I don't say anything, I don't reveal any of our secrets.
Too late.
I mean, that's just one of them. And here's the thing. Shocker of all shockers. Who cares? Yeah, you weren't interested in him. You weren't, drawn to him physically. Yeah. So what? Why would that make her look bad?
Yeah. They've been broke up since week 2. but you really care anyway.
Right. But I mean, let's just say she walked into it on day 1 when she saw him at the altar. Because she lied. She said, my husband is attractive, whatever. And she didn't find him attractive. So what? Like, how bad are you really going to look? You don't have to find everybody attractive. Like, why is that? Image. Colorado is weird. It's weird there.
They're very concerned about how they represent.
But that's what I'm trying to understand, how that makes her look bad, though. In what world is her saying, he's not my type, I wasn't that interested. I didn't find him particularly attractive, but I'm going to see this thing through. And, why would you look bad for saying that? You're being married literally upon first seeing this person. Yeah. There's a 50-50 chance, at least, that you're not going to find them attractive.
True.
Shame on you. It's not that big of a deal. So why are these secrets being made like such a big deal out of it? It's weird for me.
It is. It's kind of strange for me as well. I don't understand. Thank you for clarifying some of it. I still don't fully get it.
No, because it don't make sense.
Yeah.
Shoot. You're not going to get it.
Yeah. But you know what? Going back to the decision day for them two, Claire and Cameron, real quick, I thought something was pretty, I don't know, kind of ironic a little bit.
Okay.
When Claire says, here I am, a therapist, and people expect a therapist to understand their feelings. And then I think it was Dr. Pia that kind of came to our rescue and say, you're human. You're human. But as a therapist, they talk to people about sorting through their feelings. So as a therapist, why wouldn't she go to a therapist to sort through her feelings?
She probably would. Most therapists do.
Yeah, but why didn't she?
I don't know. Maybe she didn't find the time. Maybe
she didn't have a husband at home to tend to. Why could she have the time? he was going like
maybe
2 days after
the way her insurance is set up, it is not covered. I mean, who knows?
I thought it was very ironic, for someone who's in that profession to not seek someone
or
in that profession to help you.
That the experts was going to be therapy enough.
No, because she was hiding stuff, so they can't help you when you're hiding things. So go and speak to your own private therapist and help that person, let that person help you sort out whatever you need to sort out. So again, she is kind of like eating the same bread as these guys are eating, you know, from the show. She's very concerned about how she looks and how she presents.
That's why I said Colorado in general is weird. It's a weird thing going on there.
They should never go back to Colorado again. Yeah, that's a bust.
Yeah.
No.
So the couple that won Decision Day was Lauren and Orion for not showing up.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
But the previews.
Yeah. Let's not talk about it. That upset me.
Because
he's concerned about how he looks too.
Yes,
that's the only reason why he's trying to backtrack.
He's saying that he still wants to be more than friends with Lauren. Orion, if y'all didn't stick around for the previews, Orion saying that he wants to be more than friends with Lauren, and her being receptive to that, it made my skin crawl.
Let me take a couple of words out of Coach Cal's backpack. I call bull. That's a bull crap. That's straight bull crap. No.
Yeah. That's about it for me. But I can't wait to see how it shakes down because I got a real good feeling by the time the reunion show comes, that will not have gone well. And we'll see that for what it is.
Yes.
But y'all let us know what you think. How was Decision Day for you? Were you surprised? Were you not surprised? Did the ending of Becca and Austin's marriage surprise you just one day after agreeing to stay together? Let's just talk about it all, you guys.
Yeah.
So drop those comments below. Like, share, and subscribe, and we will talk to you all soon.